What's up, y'all? So I've decided I really want to channel a love connection and do a reading today. So this is going to be for all signs. If you found this video, I believe you were meant to. And I've specifically channeled a divine connection, like soulmates connection, that the lovers are currently not in communication and are in separation. And I just did a little like prayer meditation thing to intentionally channel the connection, which is going to be applicable to like many people, but it's a specific cycle of connection, I guess you could say. And I just want to let y'all know the energies are already busting, so I think it's going to be a good one. And I've cleared the energies, I've filtered it out so that only messages can come through today that will truly lead you on your highest path in accordance to your own soul's will. And let's just get into it and see what wants to pop out. The Chariot, Nine of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, the World, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Lovers. I just knew I was gonna connect. Like, I could already feel it. Alright. So, newness is coming into this connection. Perhaps just energetically, we'll see. The Chariot, like, to me, could be an incoming message, but it also could just be that things are moving in the spirit and energetic realms that we can't see just yet. And the Chariot is very much about a balance between like letting the universe and source guide you through this connection, but also keeping in mind that you are you are manifesting your life as you live it, and you are the creator of your life. And like, never completely surrender that power. Like, it's important to be led by your inner compass and like source, but as much as you are leading, you need to be, as much as you are listening and being guided, you need to also be leading. And we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, which I think your dreamscapes are kind of being put on hold. In the past, in the recent past, you've really found a lot of pleasure and inspiration and motivation via like indulging in your daydreams about this connection. But something is on the surface right now that's kind of like blocking your dreams, and it's like making it not such a pleasant place to indulge in at this time. We're gonna go deeper into that and see what all is blocking the dreams right now. Ace of Pentacles, there's a new beginning coming in terms of your financials and career endeavors, and I think that's kind of taking the forefront of your mind right now, which like in a way feels really it feels really good, because that's a place of truly honoring just yourself and like putting your energy into yourself. And it's like, I think that's why that comes back to the Nine of Cups, like why it's not currently such a great place to indulge in your dreams of this love connection, because your focuses are being called elsewhere. And that feels really good because you're realizing like, oh, this is like this is a new era of truly putting all my energy into just myself, not our love connection that I've been dreaming. And it feels good because there's so much uncertainty and like unresolved energy in this love connection. And so like, as good as it can feel to like bathe in your love for that person, it's also, sorry, I live in Brooklyn, so it just be like this. It also can feel really like brutal at times, because you just don't know if you're putting energy where it will be fed back to you. But with the World card here, it's definitely a time of self-transformation, and not only are you transforming yourself, but it's moving all the energies around you as well. So it's just like picking up momentum and bringing a lot of newness into your life, and also like forcing a lot of old past habits and thought processes and mindsets and perceptions are leaving you. It's a really like abundant, moving time. And we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, because you've been deep in like a kind of fixation around your work in a more detailed kind of way, and that's kind of moving into a bigger picture sort of era where it's going to be less of you tending to like tedious little tasks, and it's more of a time to like reap what you've sown, and like things are coming in. And then we have the Lovers, of course, which we're gonna have to go deep into, because this is a love reading, and this is like, the fact that this came out in the first row just also is an affirmation to me that I truly am like tapping into a genuine love connection, and it's divinely guided. It's like overseen by the angels. Like when y'all feel this love on each other's end, like the angels are feeling it too, you know what I'm saying? And it truly just is a soulmate's journey. So let's go in deeper and see what's up. Devil in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and Four of Cups upright. Bruh, what the fuck? Okay, hold up. There's a lot going on with this divine masculine in this reading. Don't take that so literally. It doesn't mean it's a boy, but it's a masculine energy, a masculine dominated energy, which is a very action oriented individual. They're much more present in their like physical self as opposed to their spiritual self, and you know who you are in this connection. So I'm diving in deep into the masculine lover right now. Like, I'm sorry, just the fact that 3 kings just came up back to back to back like that, it has me a little I felt it, you know. Okay, so the devil in reverse tells me that there's been some sort of I don't want to come right out and say someone that the masculine has been lying, because I don't really know that yet, and I don't want to say what I don't know. But they've been in some sort of, nonetheless, the masculine has been not 100% vulnerable. I think that's fair to say. They've not been 100% vulnerable and in their truth. And whether that was like a conscious decision or not, I don't know. But they're starting to shed this way of operating. And okay. So we have King of Wands, King of Cups, and King of Swords. That is full potential of desires, full potential of love, and full potential of the mind, like logical thinking. And it's all coming out in reverse at this time. But with the shedding of some real, like, I don't want to say evil energy, but energy that was not serving them nor this connection very well. And so the masculine counterpart is in deep transformation right now. they're being led by the Four of Cups upright. It's like everything's like not relevant just yet. Like, what I mean by that is like their true desires don't feel relevant right now, their true emotions don't feel relevant right now, and their logic isn't like, they're like, I can't depend on none of that right now to lead me. And they're in this space of reflection. They're in this space of reflection, and they're being offered something, and perhaps like a new love offer, and they're not paying it any like, she's not paying it any mind. She's deep in her reflection and her dreams. So y'all are at a separation right now. Y'all are not in communication, because I've intentionally channeled a connection like that. I feel like there's this new offer that's coming in for the Divine Masculine is serving as a sort of wake-up call for them, because it's like, nah, I don't want this. And it's like, I haven't, like, none of these other offerings have really hit for a while, and it's causing them to think about you and think about how much y'all did have, that they're starting to really realize they're not going to find in any other person, in any other individual, because y'all are such a strong soulmates connection. Like, y'all have shared many past lives, y'all have so many karmic cycles that are still playing out, that it's like they can't they're just not going to feel that energy busting with anyone else, because it's genuinely just like that deep, and that's not something you can recreate or, you know, find again in the single lifetime. You know, this is something, this connection has been building over lifetimes, and that's not something they can replace in this lifetime. And the Divine Masculine did not really click into that before this time, and still at this time I don't think they're really seeing it like that. Like, I'm not saying they believe in multiple lifetimes and they're like having this deep realization and spiritual awakening. It's not really like coming up as that, but it's like this realization that, oh, they're seeing where their desires have led them wrong. It was just more like lust and like these kind of shallow desires, and they're seeing where their emotions have led them wrong. They felt a real emotional pull to someone, but it also fell short. And then they're seeing where their logic has led them wrong. Oh, on paper this person is my counterpart, but then it led them wrong. And so they're kind of just left in this self reflection and solitudal place. And I don't know if solitudal is a word, that don't sound right, but you know what I'm saying. And another offering is coming in, and they're like, well, I can't rely on these senses or these senses or these senses, and all I can do is really like reflect on this past connection, because it does feel like this connection has closed in the physical, at least on some level, because this person has definitely been entertaining new offers, and they have a new offer coming in. So it's not like y'all are in a committed relationship where y'all are at a distance. It's like, no, this is like closed in some sense in the physical realm, but energetically it's still very here and open, with the Lovers and the Chariot and the World all coming up. This is very deep. It just, it's like frustrating me, because I also am like feeling more that, well, we're just gonna have to keep going. We're just gonna have to keep going. It's gonna come out. It's like, I feel like I'm not delivering the full message, but of course, because we're just getting started, really. But like, I can't emphasize enough how crazy that is, that like the Lovers came out in the first row like that, and then 3 Kings popped out back to back to back like that, with like the Devil in reverse. And like, I don't see this every day. Definitely not. What else we got? Okay, so we got 9 of Wands as our centerpiece. This person, we're still in the masculine energy. It's showing their reflection. There's a lot that they still don't feel clear about, and they're watching like these new realizations and thought processes grow, and they are putting like focus and energy into these new things that are coming up for them, because they kind of have to at this point. I'm seeing that they're kind of forced into this place, but this is a real good thing for y'all's connection, because this is the direction they need to go in. They've been avoiding going into this, but it's like they're starting to see it's not something they can continue to run away from. I don't even think they knew they were running away from it. Like, it was so like deep down hidden in them. But it's really coming to light now with the Ace of Wands, newfound desires and fiery passion that's like kind of being lit up within them. And I think it's kind of like they've been chasing this, like what they know to be love, because they experienced it with you, and I'm not exactly sure why that all came to a close, but they've been trying to like refine and recreate that passion, that fieriness, and they were viewing it as like that is what it feels like to be love, and like, yes, I had love with this other person, but I will have new loves. And it's like they're starting to realize what they've been chasing. It wasn't just a general feeling of love. It was like love unlocked with you that was really like divine and genuine and raw and like, you know, divinely guided and meant to be, and many lifetimes in the making. Like, that was a very special, unique love that they are trying to recreate, and they're realizing, oh, it's not gonna just be recreated with just anybody. And we have the Death here in reverse. So it's a major transformation card, and the fact that it's coming out in reverse says to me that they're already pretty deep in this transformation, and they're out of like, something came to an ending for them, perhaps a different love connection, and now they're in the rebirth phase. Like, they're actually like birthing their new self. So they're really deep in this self-transformation. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Wands in reverse and 8 of Cups. They're considering coming back into contact with you, but they're also having a lot of reservations around it. But they're considering journeying back to you. It's just real intimidating, because it's like they're journeying into a deep dark abyss that's a bunch of like, it's the unknown, and they're real scared to do that. But they can't deny the energies that are kind of busting in them right now. I get some clarification. Wow. Wow. Okay. We have Page of Swords, 9 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords upright, 8 of Swords in reverse. Like, these cards are crazy today. Like, I cannot make this up the way this is coming out. Like, why are all swords out and it's literally like 9, 10, 8, and it's the... Okay, I'm sorry. I've never really seen this happen before, so I'm just excited. They're really thinking about coming back to say something, but their mind is going through all sorts of twists and turns and jumps and hoops and cartwheels and flips. And I'm glad Temperance came out because it makes me feel like if Temperance wasn't here, I'd be praying for this individual because they're really going through it. But because Temperance came out at the end, I do think that they're finding some sort of balance and groundedness, at least in the very near future, if not yet. But kind of think currently / in the very, very recent past, they've been going through a lot in the brain because all these new energies are busting in, and like all these new like desires. It's like they've always been very, very physically attracted to you, and like, you know, you make them feel some type of way always, but they did turn their back to this connection at some point. I still am not clear if they turned their back or if it was kind of a mutual decision, but regardless, you know, the connection came to some sort of close in the physical, and they're experiencing a lot around like even the thought of reopening it like boldly. And so their mind is coming up with all these different the mind can be real tricky because at the end of the day it's trying to protect us. It's like it's stored the trauma that we've endured, and it's trying to create these ways to keep us safe. But what we truly need is truth, and like a true reflection of our reality. And that's hard to access through just the mind. That's actually impossible to access through only the mind. The mind is not one to be truly trusted in that manner, you know? Like, you can trust it to try to protect you, but you can't trust it to reflect the truth. Our memories are all sorts of mixed up. Our perceptions are, it's very tough to find pure clarity through the mind, and they're trying to, but it's sending them in all sorts of different directions. They've now like figured out what they want to do deep down is at least make an effort towards reconciliation with you. But then their mind goes through it of, oh, but remember this and this and this that you did and said. Remember this and this and this that you made them feel. Remember, wait, for a second, let me think, because these are in reverse and Ten of Swords is upright. Oh no. Oh. So, but Temperance is here. I keep being like, but Temperance is here. So, they've been going through it in their brain, and they were feeling like type held captive, and the only way to work through that cage of the brain is to like go through feelingly. And they kind of ended in a place, like right now they're in a place of feeling defeated. They don't feel like they can contact you right now, like in good conscience. I don't know what all happened, but this divine masculine is feeling some sort of guilt, and they don't, like, they know that if they're gonna reconcile, they have to do it right, and right now they don't see a way to do that. Oh, I had started talking about their desires. Like, they've always had really, I just want to finish that thought because I don't think I did. Like, they've always felt very, like, physically attracted to you, and, like, underneath all that, it was a much deeper passion than just physical attraction, but they always kind of just like chalked it up to that. And that was kind of like, even though they even themselves knew, at least on some level, it was a lot deeper, that was kind of what they kept feeding you, that like would keep you going with it just enough. And now they're like kind of reflecting on that, as well as like a lot of other different layers to this connection. And they're just, it's taking a toll on them to really realize the magnitude of all of it and what it all really is, how they treated it all in the past, how it came out to you. But yeah, the reason I said oh no is like the only way, the only way to get out of these energies is to go through feeling me and kind of like lose logic. But I'm seeing here that they didn't. They kind of fell prey to the logic, and now they're in this space of feeling defeated and kind of just like surrendered to, like, they're like, I made my bed and like the only choice is to lay in it now. But we got the Temperance coming in. So either, I think in the very near future, either they're finding this energy on their own, or some sort of like message or sign or just like gentle push from the universe is coming in to kind of recalibrate them and help them find this balance of like, okay, yes, all of this did happen in the physical, and like it's valid that they're coming to these cages of the mind, but they have to learn to balance that reality with the energetic nuances that are also at play, and like the bigger picture of it all, and the fact that this connection is mad deep and mad, like it has a reason of existence that's much bigger than the two of y'all. And like there's so much love here and so much just genuine connection. And don't worry, because the angels got y'all's back too. Like it's not just you and this person in this connection, it's a bigger picture. And it's like divine guidance will come through and help. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna see, like I'm gonna do another row and see what comes up, but soon I want to do just like a relationship spread with the spirit animal cards, so I can really see what the present energy is. Like I literally feel like it's hard to breathe right now. It's just like that deep. Okay. So we have 2 of Wands in reverse, the Wheel in reverse, 7 of Wands upright, and 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This connection is at a crossroads, and it's like, you know, it's closed in the physical, but it's open in the energetic. And so it's looking like it's definitely feeling like the power is kind of in the masculine's hands, because like that's where this connection kind of got, like the masculine is who ultimately turned away from this connection. And so it's like kind of on that part to bring it back open, bring it into rebalance. And they are seeing this and they're like, either I can go this way and open the door back up, or I can go this way and leave it closed. and there's some sort of bigger guidance coming through that's telling them not to think about it so this or that, so black and white, and reminding them that we truly create our own unique paths as we live. And like, this person has to surrender to this kind of conflicted space that they're in right now, and let those energies play out how they may and not rush their path. And it's going to be unveiled and opened in its own time. And all they can do is surrender to each moment and how, like, what they're experiencing in each moment, and continue to find that balance of being guided but also leading. And but I see a new beginning is definitely in the potential land, and like they can see it and they can feel it, and so that's keeping them walking forward at least. But they're definitely in this kind of like caught in between space. The wheel comes up in reverse, so there are energies moving in the background to really bring, like, help bring this connection through to a reconciliation. But it's so in the background, like it's very just in the energetic realms. There's no trace of this work at all in the physical realms, especially at this current time, because like that is very purposeful, because it's teaching there's a lesson that needs to be learned from both the masculine and the feminine, one of trust and following internal compass and honoring the self. And like if too much were unveiled in the physical right now, those lessons wouldn't be learned to the full capacity that they need to be. But this is coming up as a token of trust and reminder that like there is more at work and at play within this connection energetically than you can see right now. We have the Seven of Wands upright. The divine feminine in this connection is feeling very guarded at this time and has very strong boundaries. And this is reaffirming to me like the masculine energy is going through all these crazy mind games with himself for a reason. Like he did kind of set this stage for himself, and it's not going to be like a super easy return. Like he can't expect to run back to her and she's gonna be there waiting for him with open arms. Like he's past that point, and he knows it, and she knows her worth, and she knows it. And it's like a very like as divine and like how much love is here and all of it, it's still like we can't ignore the route this connection has gone, and we can't play game. Like we're both grown, we've both grown, and the energies are the energies, and nobody's here to try to pretend or play like they're not what they are. And so yeah, the divine feminine is in guard, like she's very guarded for good reason right now. But we have the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse to remind us how much potential there is like within this connection, like financially, career wise, just like an overall overwhelming sense of abundance that will be unlocked forever, like once this reconciliation can take place. But right now it's just sitting in the potential, it's not unlocked. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna do a relationship spread with the animal spirit deck, and we're gonna see what wants to come out. is a very deep connection, and it's been a long time in the making, longer than y'all even know. That's why the energies are so deep, is because, like, this is not a one lifetime sort of connection. This is, like, some deep shit right here. I'm going to do a divine masculine, divine feminine, shadow dynamic, illuminated dynamic. Alright, so divine masculine is showing up as zebra, which is a fire energy. And this, so the divine masculine is in a real crucial point of, like, tapping into his magical potential. I'm using he, she pronouns, but like I said, that don't mean it's a boy. You know which you are in this connection. He's tapping into his divine magic, like his deeper senses, and like he's doing this through energies of play and creativity and like a call to adventure, I guess you could say. So it's a good place for him to be in, especially it's gonna serve him well for kind of unlocking, like getting out of these cages of the mind. This is kind of like his way forward, his way out is tuning into this type of energy. We have the divine feminine showing up as tarantula, which is also a fire sign. And this is so she's at a real potent time of life where she's being forced to kind of, I think she's being a little sidetracked by, honestly, by this connection, and kind of like wondering if it's all the way dead or if it still has some potential. But she's in a place where she's really being called to focus on her deep life, like her life purpose, but in a solo way. Like, what is my purpose here without this love connection, like completely aside from it? And it's like she can sense the love connection is still alive energetically, and sometimes it like pulls back into her, but she's very, like, for a reason, being called to kind of put that to the side. She can feel internally that it's not her place to go make effort towards this connection without receiving something from the divine masculine first. Like, she's put herself enough, like she's put enough energy into it without getting any back, that is like, to learn her own lessons, she really has to focus on her true essential self calling. And yeah, so she's tuning into that, trying to follow that. In the shadow dynamic, we have the moth, which is an air sign, and this is like an underlying feeling of like you know, wondering if the grass is greener on the other side, and kind of like a little feeling of chasing what is easiest, like what is right in front of you, what is shiny and attractive. But this is in the shadow dynamic, so I think this is like something that used to lead y'all more, like, you know, just like easy solution type of processes, and this is kind of being unearthed right now because it's come up time and time again is not as falling short. And so y'all are starting to let go of this sort of energy, and finding more clarity and precision in y'all's intentions, and ways of operating. And then y'all's illuminated dynamic is the otter, which is a water sign, which makes me very happy to see as y'all's illuminated dynamic. The otter is the most joyous creature in the deck, and they're led from a sense of playfulness and unobstructed joy and love and laughter. Like, I can tell y'all really like have there's something about y'all's humor and like playfulness in this connection that really is like the heart of it, and like why this is worth fighting for, why this is still so alive energetically, is because like y'all just know how to click into that sense of play with each other and like just joy. And what is life about if it ain't joy? You know what I'm saying? And y'all know that. And it's a water sign, it's deep in its emotions, and the otter is also a very like familial, family first type of energy, and y'all feel like family at this point. Like after all these lifetimes and like how deep this connection is, it truly is like a family energy. Like at the end of the day, no matter what happens through this connection, y'all have immense, real love for one another, and that's indisputable. It's always present. And y'all both, I think, really know that. Even if y'all aren't talking right now, y'all don't need to. You know what's there. So this is real deep energy. And I feel like I kind of like dumped it all on the masculine side, but that's kind of how it came out. Like I can't deny that's what came up. It's very clear to me that the divine feminine she's sitting still and in her like self-honor right now, and the masculine is kind of the side that's doing all these flips and cartwheels in his brain, trying to figure out how to come towards this connection. And all I got to say is this, like, if you ever doubted for a second if this is divine, if this is like a true destined connection, it totally is. It's full of love and joy at the heart of it, and like it's not all on y'all. The angels got y'all's back too, and like trust and surrender to each moment that you're through, like going through. And I know things are very up in the air right now, and that's never a comfortable place to be, but it's also a necessary place to, like, it's a necessary era to go through, and it's gonna play out how it needs to. So trust that and be present with each moment. Be open, but know yourself and your boundaries and your worth. And I have a lot of faith that this connection is going to come back together. So keep following your heart and your intuition and your internal compass. And I hope this resonated with people. And if it did, please like or comment or subscribe or whatever, so I know that I'm hitting energies, and then I can continue to make space and time to deliver these messages. And namaste, the divine in me bows to the divine in you.